Ciao! Here I am again. I think it's time for another kind of diary check-in. Although this time I've made bullet points so I don't lose track, so I don't talk too much, although I probably will. First of all, last night some of the volunteers and workers escaped the farm and went out for pizzas. And so I actually didn't eat all of mine. I have mine here. It is artichoke, ham, and mushrooms, which is really good. And olives. And even though it's cold, and you might be thinking, man, that looks great. And it is. Today for lunch, we escaped again and went to what looked like to me as tourist spot in Pienza. I said, I don't know if I want to go to a tourist pizza place. It was still really good because we're in Italy, and Italy does pizza well. Although they say that Tuscany doesn't, which I believe them because I still remember the pizza I had in Naples when I was 10 years old, and that was delicious. But the one complaint, not really a complaint that I do have, is look at this. What is this? I just thought they only had tacky pizza box images in the US. Like, I thought the Italians, some designer somewhere could make it look a little nicer. No, it's still just as ridiculous. But hey, I guess they can get away with it when your pizza is so good. And the other day, I had my third Giorno Libero, and I went to the grocery store, very exciting, and I bought some of my favorite things. Well, one is blood orange juice, very delicious. Another is lemon soda, very exciting, which I'm going to drink now with my pizza. Man, I'm gonna come home really fat. Oh man, is that good. It's tart because it's made from lemon juice. It's kind of like limonata, but it's better. It's less fizzy, more juicy. It's great. And check this out, right? So, Kinder Surpresa, like, we all get it. We all have seen these before. But this one, look. Oh, can you see this? No, not really. Barbapappa's Ark. Look at that. This was probably one of my favorite books as a young child. And the toy inside, Barbapappa toy. So excited, collect all three. So, once I finish my pizza, I'll be able to open up the chocolate, and it will be great. I'm so excited for my toy. I also bought some other chocolates with, like, this hazelnut truffle whipped into the chocolate, which is really good. And fruit, bananas, oranges, wine. Down in Pienza, I also bought some cheese. And you're thinking, why would you buy cheese when you work on a dairy farm, right? But there was pecorino that was aged in ash and bay leaves, and a caprino, right, a goat cheese with truffles. Man, are they good. And I used to have, so there was this really amazing pecorino morbido, right, here at the farm. Last of the season because the bacteria was going dormant, and it was the kind of cheese that just oozed right out of its rind, like you had to eat it with a spoon, and it was so amazing. First taste was like mushrooms, and then the more you ate it, as it went to the back of your throat, it was more like steak tartare. It was just meaty and rich and not earthy like barnyardy, but man, it was good. It was like wrapping yourself up in a wool blanket that's really warm and comfortable, but slightly scratchy because it was, kind of that stinky cheese. man, it was so rich and velvety. It was so good. And the reason I sound like kind of upset is because I had it here on the table in my caravan, and I had the Dutch door, the top half open. I came in one day and the cheese was gone. And you know what? It was a cat. A cat jumped into my caravan and ate my cheese. And so I thought, okay, I'll put the cheese on a shelf. I was taking a siesta and I heard a noise. I looked over, cat had jumped in onto the shelf, was still eating my cheese. So I have to keep my door closed now. Which, no, see, now that I'm talking about the caravan, so like last week, no, maybe just a few days ago, it was really warm, so I decided to, maybe it was last week, so I decided to open up all the windows in my caravan, let the sunshine in, let the breeze in. So I opened up the window at the front end of the caravan by my bed, and then like a couple minutes later I hear this thunk. The window just fell out of the caravan. And so I thought, whatever, it's warm now, no big deal. And Marco was like, what are you going to do when it rains? I thought, oh, well, I'll just turn around so my feet get washed instead of my head. He was like, you're pazza. Crazy, right? And so I put the window back in, and there's these little levers on the bottom that kind of lock it in place. So I said, okay, fine, it's locked in. But the spline was torn, so the seal around the window was broken. And of course, a couple of days later it did rain, and all this water just came into the caravan. So I had to put all these towels at the edge of the caravan on the shelf. So that was exciting. What else was that? What was I talking about? Oh, the grocery store. Oh, cat's eating the cheese, right? So hold on right there. I'm going to get the cheese. I'll be right back. You guys got to see this, right? And while you're here, you might as well just open up this bottle of wine. Let me get my wine glass. So this is the chocolate. Finissimo cioccolato alle nocciole gianduia. I don't know what gianduia is. I'm assuming it's truffles, because this stuff, I mean, I think it's just, I don't know, it's like store brand, but it's great. It's great stuff. Alright. So what do we got here? Cheese and wine, huh? Oh, here it is. So, yeah, my giorno libero. Went and bought some cheese, got some wine, got this newspaper. It was awesome. It was a great warm day. Put my sundress on, walked over to Pienza, bought the newspaper. There's some pretty interesting things. How about this? Oggi è un grande giorno. Per la prima volta dall'Unità d'Italia un treno che non sia dello Stato viaggerà di Napoli e Milano e viceversa, con a bordo passeggeri paganti. So it says today's a great day. For the first time since the unification of Italy, a train that's not from the state will travel from Naples to Milan and vice versa, right, round trip. Oh, and it says with intermediate stops at Rome and Florence and Bologna with on-board ticket sales. And it says following this initial fleet of 25 trains, they will start travel to Salerno the 26th of August, Padova, Venezia, and the 27th of October, and Torino on the 8th of December. For ticketing and information, www.italotreno.it, italotreno.it. Very exciting. You know, the other thing I found exciting was Ucraina. Timoshenko denuncia pestata in cella. Ecco I lividi. There's this crazy photo, right, of the ex-premier can you see this? Right? So here she is, in this photo, and you're thinking, man, this really isn't a flattering photo, right? And that's what this whole small article is about. And then, so, like, her pants are down. She's, like, looking at her stomach. And it says, no, Ottobre dell'anno scorso, October of last year, la Timoshenko è stata condannata a blah, 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 blah. The last few words say, Mosca per la fornitura di gas. I don't know what that is, right? I'll have to look this up. But I like to think that it was a picture taken of her rubbing her stomach because she had gas. I think that's great. I mean, what kind of crazy paparazzi article is that? So, I sat in the park, was reading my newspaper, and, oh, so this part of a story, actually I have to tell a story before I can tell this next part of me sitting in the park. What happened to me while I was reading the newspaper in Pienza? So while we were out for pizzas, Montepulciano, we went to this artisanal beer place, Birre Italia, and we got some German beers, and there were Belgian beers, and they had Sierra Nevada and Brooklyn Lager, and they were playing Green Day, and it was kind of crazy, and it was really nice to have this like little piece of home right in Montepulciano. And I know what you're thinking, Montepulciano is the place for wine. Why are you drinking beer? You know what? Why not? I like beer, and it was a good place. Oh, I cannot talk and work a corkscrew at the same time. So anyway, I was talking to this German man in the park in Pienza. He is in Montepulciano for a month to learn Italian, and we started talking about the wine in Italy and everything. And I said, yeah, man, I really miss the beer in Philadelphia. And he said, yeah, the beer here is a problem. And I said, oh, but you're staying in Montepulciano, right? And he said, yeah. I said, go to La Pecara Nera, Black Sheep. It's artisanal beers. And I was telling him about it. And he said, reminds me of another story, right? He said, oh, that's so funny. I had to come to Pienza to talk to an American girl who will tell me that there's a good place to get beer in Montepulciano. And so that's kind of great how tourism works. We all help each other out. He liked to talk in English to get a better sense of the accent. And he also told me, so good, that he was in Savannah a couple years ago, and his friend said, oh man, the beer in America stinks. And so he went to Savannah, ordered a beer anyway. He went to the bartender and said, give me your best beer, your favorite. You know what? Beer, the bartender gave this German man who was visiting Savannah a dogfish head. How crazy is that? When he told me that, I was like, yeah, I know that beer. Yeah, that's some pretty good beer. So, he said that for every evening after that, when he went to the bar, he ordered the same thing because he liked it. That's right. That's why I miss beer from Philly, because it's delicious. So, that took me to the afternoon. Oh, and then I found the organic gelato place, which has, what was the flavor? Basilico pecorino, something like that. Goat's, sheep cheese flavored, or, sheep's milk gelato. It was good, but not as flavorful as the handmade gelateria down the street, which, I mean, I usually am an adventurous eater, and I like to try all these different flavors, but I got the panna cotta, a scoop of panna cotta, and 1 scoop of tiramisu, and I am done. It's so good. Oh yeah, let's get these cheeses open. So, man. Oh, I really wish you could smell this. It is so good. This is the caprino tartufo. Man, I got it. Maybe I can get some artificial light in here. Let's see if this is any better. Oh man, there's a giant spider living in my so yeah, pecorino, tartufo, Man, it has the richest smell of truffles. It is so earthy and so delicious smelling. And it has this beautiful coat of both green and white mold on the outside. And I'll tell you what, this cheese, when I first tried it, it's like the blend of the earthiness of the truffles and like the flavors of the field, right, that I'm sure the goats are in, because there's a million farms around here and they all sell their cheese. And Pienza, it's just beautiful. I don't know. The cheese here, after eating this cheese, Elise makes a pecorino, right, with walnuts, or pecorino with truffles. And maybe it's the sheep cheese, but I feel like it loses its flavor. But it's dense and rich. It's so good. Oh. Yeah, it's great. I wanted to share the cheese with you, but now I just feel like I'm taunting you, that I'm eating cheese in front of you. Which I am. And this was the pecorino with ash and basil that the cats tore into, but I don't care because it is so good. It smells even more rich. This is like eating butter. Right? So I just sliced off this, and it's so much softer than the other one. The other one's like a little bit more dense. This, not bad. A little Chianti like. Oh, so I didn't open up. This isn't from. I went to an actual wine store, not just the grocery store, and I talked to the man about why Montepulciano wines are so amazing, and it's because they're highly controlled. In the town next door, Montechielo, it is controlled differently. The types of grapes they can grow, and the blends of grapes in their wine, and all this kind of stuff. And the same with Montepulciano. I had oh, here it is. Look at this crazy Italian handwriting, right? Montepulciano. Oh, jeez. I can't even. Brunello. 100% Sangiovese. I'll have to look this up. It's kind of like a mystery letter of the types of grapes that can be grown and types of wine that can be made. But so yeah, this is from the grocery store. I didn't open up the other one because you have to open up 2 hours before drinking, so that'll be a special event when I've actually planned things out. Oh man, I have already overgone my limit. 2 minutes. If you're still watching this, kudos to you. Tour de force, man. But this is the same. This one has more bay leaf, the ash. Maybe that's why it's so moist. It's just different. It's earthy, but not nearly like the powerful flavor of the truffles. It's much more of a milky, creamy, a little bit more flowers. So soft. So good. I don't know how to do it. And then it hits the back of your throat. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's much more sweet. Yeah, a sweet, springy, creamy flavor. So yeah, this is kind of what I do now. I used to work a lot, and then I got disgruntled, and so now I just eat, really. Let me check what I want to talk about. Wine, cheese, cats, German man, beer, grocery store. Oh, at the end of my day, I was totally waiting around because everything closes between like 4 and 7, right? So you can't, if you're hungry at that time, forget it. You're not going to get anything. Not even a sandwich, a panino, right? Not even a slice of pizza. But there was this spring. There was this Dinner by the Società Polisportiva Pienza. And so here's the menu, right? And then I had some vitella arrosto, roast veal, and a bunch of wine, and panzanella, which panzanella is crazy. So it's a peasant's dish. Maybe that's why it's so delicious, right? It's hard bread, soaked in water until it gets mushy, and then squeezed, and then you dice up tomatoes and fresh basil or parsley and salt and dice up tomatoes, and you just mix it all together, and maybe just put a little bit of drizzle of oil and some salt, and that's it. It's like squeezed wet bread soup, and it's delicious. I could eat it all the time. That was my appetizer, a giant bowl of it. So yeah, I guess Italy's treating me well. Monday, I hope to take a 3-hour bus ride out to the Cassaficio that the Bruno suggested. That's it. While I'm here, I guess I've got everything I have to say. I feel like I had more stuff. Oh, that's what it was, lasagna making. Whoa, there's 3 eggs in here. Which one should I pick? Anyone? Anyone? Which one? Yes? No? I'm taking this one. So Raul, the Swiss guy, when he was here, he didn't like the food, right? So he complained. And he was like, look, Sandra, how about I can make dinner, right? I want to make a lasagna. For some reason, he was like dying to have lasagna. And I like to cook, so I piped up. And I said, yeah, I'll help you. I want to make some lasagna. And so I get into the kitchen that evening, and he's making noodles, and they're beautiful. I mean, nice and long, and the perfect thickness. It's nice and even the whole way. And I said, wow, you're really serious about this lasagna making stuff. And he said, yes, I am. I'm so hungry. So we cracked open a bottle of white wine, the 2 of us in the kitchen, and he looks at me and he says, can you make a bechamel? And I said, I sure can, because I've made all those macaroni and cheese recipes. Thank goodness my friends have potlucks, and I can take macaroni and cheese places. So I said, all right, let me add it. So I started up with the roux, butter, flour. I'm adding the milk, reducing it. While it's reducing, I find an eggplant, I slice it up, put it in a small glass casserole dish, and I'm rubbing coarse salt on it, right? Drizzling some olive oil on it. Got the oven already heated up. And he looks at me and he says, wow, you're really changing my idea of the way America cooks. I said, why? Why do you say that? And he said, oh, I had a friend who was American. And they went home for their birthday, and their mother said, oh, you can have anything you want for dinner. And the friend said, I want to have homemade lasagna. So they went to the store and they bought a box of lasagna noodles and a jar of sauce and whatever else, and they threw out in the pan, and they took out of the oven. They said, oh, happy birthday, homemade lasagna. And of course this guy was like, bleh, he's like, this is pretty great. So I sliced some carrots, boiled it. I was going to make this vegetable lasagna with the bechamel, and I was actually going off of a lasagna that I had at Bryn Mawr, which was, I thought, pretty good. Hey, college food being good, who knew, right? Bryn Mawr it is. So, excuse me. So anyway, I was preparing this sauce. It was reducing, got the vegetables going, threw some fresh rosemary picked in the backyard with some garlic, and comes time for dinner. We present it, and everyone's eating, and then Sandra says, oh man, roasted eggplant. This is so good. I said, thank you. It's not that hard, really, You can give us some roasted eggplant. Anyway, and then Ulise's sister was visiting, and she's like, oh, the one with the bechamel sauce, that's a really good lasagna. It's a good bechamel. And I said, thank you very much. It was quite the compliment when a Swiss person, Switzerland's closer to France than America is, compliments you on your bechamel. So I felt very proud of myself. Thank you very much. Alright, let's get into this egg, huh? Let's see what kind of toy we have inside. Oh, nice chocolate egg. has milk chocolate on the outside, and white chocolate on the inside. Man, that is so good. Oh, yeah, check this out. See, white chocolate. Yum. Chocolate, cheese, lemon soda, wine. Oh, ready? Ready for the toy? Oh, there it is. Yay. Oh, man. A little exercise Barbapappa. Little toy guy. Has his little, lifting weights right here. You see that? I don't think his wheels move, though. Nope. Wheels don't move. Man. Oh, yeah. You see? Instructions. Awesome. Oh, it's for the Olympics. He is a weightlifting. See? A weightlifting guy. And these aren't wheels. It is, I think it's supposed to be like a barbell. Yeah, that's awesome. See? Check this out. There are the instructions. On the other side, more Barbapappa stuff. Whoa. Why is this even popular now? Who knew? So, yeah, I guess that's it. Lasagna, beer. Yeah, I guess. Alright, so you've listened to me ramble on for long enough. Thank you. I'm happy to share my cheese and wine and lemon soda and chocolate with you. I wish you were here in person, but this will have to do. Alright, I love you all. Take care of yourself. Bye.